Okay, so we've got ourselves game number 3 here of this round of 16 best of 5 series between Elazer and Nice. As per usual, score will be displayed at 1 minute, so if you are watching this later, not on stream of course, then you are welcome to check out the first 2 games before the spoilers are coming. So on the bottom right hand side here, we've got ourselves Nice on team BearMe. His name is Huang Shiang. Age is unspecified on the Team Liquid wiki, which is a bit odd, but he is from Taiwan. His opponent, Elazer, a well-known Polish player, his name is Mikołaj Ogonowski, Team QLASH, age 20, and as I said, he's from Poland, playing Zerg. Some nice performances in the previous games, and we'll see if he continues on with this one. Now, Catalyst LE is a map that I don't like the size of the massive first base. I think that it's just simply too big for a map of this size. It's not a massive map, but it definitely gives you quite a lot of play area. Okay, spoilers coming. So at the moment we've got ourselves Elazer on 2, which is interesting because the first 2 games were such, they had such a weird outcome that I don't think that Nice really had too much of a chance in them. It was simply getting to the point where Elazer got 3 bases up pretty early, and the moment that Nice was expanding to his 3rd base, trying to catch up on economy, then Elazer had such a big army that there really wasn't a whole lot that Nice could have done. He just got stomped by the sheer number of Zerg units that were being pumped out. So starting off again quite the same here from Nice. Now he is going for that second assimilator as well, which suggests a Stargate coming out shortly afterwards. We're going to see if that is of course going to be the case. Going to probably put it back here behind the mineral line to try to hide it. Overlord is almost here. Of course, Overlords can't be destroyed too early nowadays, simply because there's no more Mothership core, so you actually need to get a cannon, which is probably unheard of, or else a Stalker to actually ward that off. Now, usually these days, because Stalkers are not priority builds out of the gateway, it's always the Adepts now. We do typically see that Stargate with, ooh, now that's interesting. Twilight Council coming down first before the Stargate. So as I was saying there, Stargate's usually out to bring out one Phoenix just to ward off the scouting. But we'll see, he's doing something different and taking out a Stalker. So that's a different change of events, taking out a Stalker instead of a second gateway, or instead of second Adept. So bringing out a Stalker, I assume this is going to be Blink Stalkers, so taking out the Twilight Council here. And I assume that he's going to bring out Blink Stalkers straight away afterwards. Now, Elazer has gone for his 3rd expansion, or 2nd expansion again, which we've seen him do in both the previous games as well. And we'll see if he does anything different at this point. So what he did in the last 2 games is he got to his 3 bases, he got to about 6 or 7 drones on that 3rd base, and then he just completely just focused hard on building lots and lots of units. So we saw Hydralisks in the first game, Hydralisks and Zerglings, and on the second game we saw Roaches, and well, it was just a lot of Roaches and Queens that after a good defense against a few Zealots, there wasn't really a whole lot that Nice could do. He didn't do enough economic damage to it. So yep, we'll see how this one turns out, what kind of tech he's going to go for. It does look like Hydralisks might be the choice of tech, because he is going for that layer. Now he still has 3 drones on the assimilator. He's actually gotten himself, or extractor rather, he's gotten himself 2 more being built as well, so definitely going to potentially go for Hydralisks here with the heavier gas requirement to continue production with them. Ooh, now there we go. We got ourselves actually a dark shrine being hidden behind here in the base. So he's gotten himself a few gateways. He's gotten himself the Warp Prism already complete, and he's gotten himself the dark shrine. Now upgrades are not yet on the way for either players. There's of course a lot of gas being thrown into tech right now. And let's see what he's going to do with this Warp Prism. Now Dark Templars, all 4 of them are Dark Templars. What is he going to do here? Now there's a few scouting Zergling parties running around here. Now did he spot those? He didn't seem to have these Zerglings selected when he ran past the Dark Templars, so probably not going to be aware of them just yet. Now, of course, the Overlord can safely go in here. There is a Stalker ready to destroy it if it does decide to get a bit greedy with the scouting. And there we go, the harassment starts to happen here. He does have an Overseer on the way already. He is trying to surround those Dark Templars, doesn't want to get too close, but this is a change of events now. The third base getting denied here from Elazer's grasp, loading up the Dark Templars, getting away there. He knows that that Overseer is on the way, so probably wants to save the cost of these Dark Templars. Now, counterattack here, seeing that there's no base yet. Now, of course, another base could be here, but this is actually perfect. He's managing to see the timing of this base right now. He knows that this is coming. So he sees the drone. He picks off a free adept. Not quite able to break into this base here. He does, of course, have a sentry with enough for a force field, and he does have quite a few units there that would be perfectly capable of holding that off now. Ooh, interestingly enough, actually converting those Dark Templars to Archons. He probably knows that there's enough detection at this point to prevent those Dark Templars. The Dark Templars alone are not really viable units to be throwing into your main army composition, but, you know, but Archons, of course, are, because they do a massive amount of damage to bio armies. So definitely a different change of events here. Now, the Hydralisk tech was predicted here. That was pretty much bound to happen when he was building a lair without a Roach Warren. And let's see what he's going to do here. This is going to be a nice little surround here for Nice, preventing the cut off back to that same entrance. But he's actually spreading his army quite thin here, managing to catch out the reinforcements. Not a whole lot coming here, and that Archon is going to be in a bit of trouble, managing to take it out here. But does he have enough to hold this off? The army supply still favoring Elazer, but not to the point that it was favoring him in the previous games. Immortals are doing well here, and Elazer calling GG. Hold on now. So, excuse me. So we got ourselves a 24 army supply for 26. He's gotten a better army supply, a better worker supply, but he called GG on that. I assume that he just thought that because he lost that base, he probably wasn't going to come back from that, but I think that that was probably a bit of a premature good game. I think that there was definitely an opportunity there to come back, potentially do some other type of damage. I mean, yeah, Nice had a great army to deal with Elazer's attacks, but I think that that was a bit premature. Definitely premature. But hatcheries, yep, indeed 2 hatcheries. He did lose 1 to those Dark Templars, but I mean, what stops him from building another one? His economy was doing great. He's got a better income than Nice. So I think that that was definitely premature, and I think that he could have potentially come back there if he would have held on a little bit longer. Of course, there is the risk that you're wasting time, and you don't want to look bad wasting time in a tournament game, but I think that that was a little bit premature, and the armies were quite similarly matched. The worker supply was also quite similarly matched. So that's just my opinion. You're of course welcome to disagree if that is the case.